Recording in progress.
So I've never done these videos through this Zoom platform before, so hopefully that should be interesting and something different. Wow, my camera is over there and I'm doing this video. Wow, okay. Well, here it goes. These are your weekly announcements for the week of February. What week are we in? February. February 12th. So this week, what do we have going on? Well, we have a couple of things happening. We have a beautiful Venus-Neptune conjunction on the 14th and 15th of February, which is beautiful. It's energy of compassion and empathy and romance, where we're really genuinely feeling a desire to connect with others in a really soulful and spiritual way. And it's beautiful for romance and all things Valentine's Day. And then we have the sun moving into Pisces on the 18th of February, which is Sunday or Saturday rather. So we're going to be changing from the lofty intellectual flavor of Aquarius, moving into Pisces. And in the same season, we have Saturn changing signs. And Saturn in Pisces is really fascinating. And if the weather that day is overcast and cloudy and cold, it is really going to speak volumes what the weather is like on that particular day and what events occur on the day that Saturn changes signs. And that's going to be, it's just fascinating to me. Saturn in Pisces, Saturn's so material and so structured, and Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune, is very different than that, very different terrain that we're going to be dealing with. So it is mystical, and it is the invisible realms, and it is the spiritual realms that, speaks to that. And with Saturn and Pisces, we're trying to maintain a sense of spirituality, but sometimes we can hold on to a pipe dream, or we can hold on to try to catch a bird as it's flying, or try to catch a squirrel, but we can't exactly grab onto it. It's this feeling of having this dream, but we can't quite reach that ring of infinity, that ring of end destination. Now, what is going on for this week? February 12th. I've pushed the new moon in Pisces live stream to February 13th because it is exactly 7 days prior to the new moon on the 20th. And then there's this other piece of being the change. And there is a little, writing that I want you to do that will be due by, the end, February 18th. So I hope you're keeping track of what to do and when. So February 18th, there's just, a writing about how can you be the change in your own life. And it's sort of going to contribute to what you're doing with the Aquarius and your global humanitarian issue assignment due February 28th. I've extended that due date till the end of February. And so being the change, how can you radically shift, not gradual transformation, but radically shift and do something different and have a system in your life that's not serving you, and how can you change it up, live a more fulfilling and authentic life to you, according to what you want, according or you value, which is so huge right now. It wasn't huge 10 years ago. There were other astrological themes that we need to move towards, but now it's really huge. And so being the change that writing do at the end of the day, on February 18th. So everything, I will plan upon everything, any assignments being due at 11:59 p.m. as opposed to some other time within the day, basically. So it'll all, any assignment that I assign that is due on a particular day, I will make it so that you have all of that data completed, and by the very end of the day, it's due. Interesting, I said for February 12th, because I have notes here, what just basic points of what I need to look at here. And I said, what's going on? What's going on? Anyway, I mentioned February 13, rather. I am doing that live stream. And I have set a time for that. So if you're interested in attending that, I will do that. I will be recording the Saturn and Pisces videos via this phone right here. I will detach from it needing to be formal and needing to be a certain way. I will detach from perfectionism. Maybe super informal, maybe, whatever. I'm only going to do it once, and that's going to be how it's going to be. I think I'm probably going to do, I've already done a video on Pluto and Aquarius. It'll probably be the only video I will do on that topic, actually, because there's some schism about some controversy as opposed to when Pluto changes signs. So according to my calculation, it was moving in on March 15th, and I was seeing that, and I was thinking, wait a second, this doesn't make any sense. It was supposed to enter on March 23rd. I pinned it down, I eyeballed it, checked it multiple times. It's going to enter on March 15th. And then leave like June 19th, I think. And somehow when I say that, I feel like I'm making something up, even if I have the evidence to prove that it's true. Well, guess what? I'm going to prove that it's true. And I know what I'm saying. And I should not have to sit on a video saying, wait a second, I just want to clarify, it is March 15th. I shouldn't have to do that because no other astrologers have to do that. I mean, what is it? The 15th or the 23rd? It is the 15th. That's what I found. So it's really interesting that one astrological calculator said the 15th, another said the 23rd. I do not want to confuse people. I don't want to go and, make or insert that video, because I did do that and put a lot of care and time into doing that. And I knew what I was doing. I wasn't making stuff up. And yeah. So that's when it will be entering. And it's going to stay for an even longer time than the astrologers are saying. So June 19th, I think, and then it re-enters Capricorn. And then on May 1st, it goes retrograde in Aquarius and then backtracks. And so that'll be a really neat energy. Whenever Pluto retrogrades, I'd say time for shadow work. Really time to review anything of the Plutonic matters. And the more further down you go with the planets, the less invasive those retrogrades are. Mercury retrograde is super invasive and super protocol-ish and restricting. And there's certain disempowering aspects to that Pluto or that Mercury retrograde business. But anyway, February 13th, on the 20th, I'll also be discussing Venus moving into Aries, because it is moving into Aries, which is an amazing placement for Venus, because you can really go after what and whom you want with Venus and Aries. You know who you love, you know what you want, you know what you value, and you know what you like in your life and what you find beautiful and attractive, and you're going to go and chase that down. And you have the, if you have this placement, then you're somebody who really likely has that determination and courage. It's a really positive placement for Venus in that way. And, it is different than, say, Venus in Libra. It's not going to be the same energy as Venus in Libra, which is opposite Venus in Aries, and Venus rules Libra. And it's going to be different, but it doesn't mean that Venus in Aries is less or more challenging, or it's more difficult to be in relationships, or more difficult. It's just a different feel. It's just a different energy. That's it. So that'll be really, really positive. Now, I have the right to talk down about Scorpios, Venus in Scorpio, because Mars also rules Scorpio, and Venus rules Taurus, opposite Taurus is Scorpio. I have the right to say, I should not be around Scorpios. I have my South Node in Scorpion, so when I'm around that energy, I don't move up, I move back down, where I probably should not go. So, there may be something else when it comes to a nodal living situation. You're living with somebody whose sun sign is the sign of your North Node. So I would be honored to live with Maria de Simone, who is the sun in Taurus. My North Node's in Taurus. So, yeah, and there's something that I do want to end this video off with at the very end. But February 13th is the Menton Cleaning Day. You're going to the Menton, you're helping out, and basically you can go to the Menton at your own time. There'll be a bus schedule. I don't want to have to go through the bus schedule. I don't want to have to go through the bus schedule with all of you. It's just redundant. I mean, I don't take the bus anymore. That's not how I get around. I do know that they will, there's a whole schedule to find out if you want to get transport to the Menton headquarters through buses, then there's that information for you. And if you want to go there via a car, or you're driving, or someone's driving you, well, there's that there for you. There's that option. Either way, when you go there, you're probably going to find someone with a clipboard, assigning you a certain task in a certain room to help organize and rearrange the Menton headquarters, because that's what's going on their day and going on there that day. And the Menton headquarters, those officials made it really clear that they needed and wanted support from the Mentons, and I am going to contribute in that way. And I think that all of you, it would be good for all of you to contribute to that and to help out and to pull your weight with that. So, I'm not making it a requirement, but I highly recommend doing it if you have time, If you want to be of use, be of service, be, you know, productive, and you have no other work, whatever, then this is an option for you. And there's going to be several days, actually, this, you know, whole week. People are going to be coming in and cleaning and organizing the place, but it's going to start on Monday at, you know, 9:30, on Monday 9:30. That's when the doors open for people to come in and clean up and volunteer for that kind of work over there until the end of the week on Sunday, on February 19th. Moving right on down the list. February 14th is Valentine's Day. So that is, you know, that is going on, Valentine's Day. That's going to be a day where you can go home and celebrate. I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to try to insert more presentation lectures. So I may do a presentation on Aquarius and love and Aquarius and relationships. I do want that to be the next section for my Aquarius Clubus. And for those involved in the Aquarius Clubus, for those who attended the meeting the last time, I apologize that it wasn't what you came for. And I will try to make every effort to get myself prepared so that I can do this. And, you know, that meeting's going to be tomorrow at, I want to say, 3 in the afternoon, when that Aquarius Clubus meeting is going to be. And there'll be another one on February 15th going on, because Valentine's Day is a holiday, February 14th is a holiday. And so I really want to really get to, you know, what Aquarius is and as a child was about. And then for the final meeting on none other than February 17th, which is the birthday of Patricia Routledge. I'm going to be discussing and going through Aquarius and love, and I'm actually going to be doing a whole presentation for all of you on Aquarius and love and Aquarius compatibility, infusing and embellishing my own stuff in there so that you can watch that as an offering. You don't have to watch it, although I'll put it out for you as an option for content. Put it out on my channel. You'll see a post in the community section. If you haven't subscribed to my mentioned channel, then do that. I will be putting posts out for certain videos and, you know, announcements and updates, much like I would my normal YouTube channel, but it's, you know, through the Emittens. And yes, it is public, but it's real unlikely that anyone is going to see it. I mean, there's not a single person who has liked or commented on any of my posts. And so it's real unlikely that anyone would see any of those posts. And if someone does, well, whoop-de-doo, somebody does. I'm not embarrassed about it. Well, this is what I enjoy doing. This is what I do. And I'm willing to be open about that. I am willing, with a progressed moon in Cancer that I'm currently experiencing right now, I'm willing to, you know, be open and, you know, just come out and fully admit, yes, I do this thing. And, you know, so on and so forth. And I'm actually feeling not so embarrassed about that. And if someone wants to judge and say anything, well, guess what? That's their perceptions and their reflection. That's all I want to say. So I do want to protect the confidentiality of the Emittens. However, the ship has already been sailed. I've already published posts, and I want to do that in that way for you all to see those updates through those posts. February 15th, again, Red Fern Grows chapters are due, both the readings for those chapters, the writing assignments, and then the quizzes for those chapters. All those are due by February 15th at 11:59 p.m. So all those things need to be done by that day at that time. February 16th, we do have, there is going to be a kind of dancing activity that you're going to do. And for this, it is merely going to be about what I'm going to be doing is it is going to be just an activity where it's going to be an ed puzzle. And I'm going to probably consider one of these times, and maybe Susan can give a tutorial on how to sign in to Edpuzzle. Because I do want to utilize that like I utilized that in the past. So with this Edpuzzle, there's multiple ed puzzles about dances. So various kind of dances. And so as you're watching the video, it will bring up a series of questions from, about the video, or you're writing a response as you're going through the video. That's basically all it is. Simple, right? And those videos will be about unique dances because I see February 16th as a day which is the focus on Aquarius and dancing and the different styles of dance. Like, Fosse, for instance, jazz dancing and all those kind of things. And, way back during the Mars retrograde in Aries in, 2020, Abby Lee Miller was here at the event, and there's some stuff going on with that. You can see the videos for that. That I filmed. And so, it definitely was a time of, really, bottled up anger. Maybe more so than Mars retrograde in Gemini, since Mars rules Aries. I imagine that at that time, a lot of people were internalizing a lot of things. And people could resonate with Mount Vesuvius in the sense that you're keeping all those things inside, and out it comes, and just an explosion. I want to compare the Mars retrograde to the idea of Mount Vesuvius, or a volcano. But anyway, now February 17th is the big one. Happy birthday, Patricia Rutledge. I shouldn't have said that way. It is Patricia Rutledge's birthday. She is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94 years old now. That is crazy. It really is. And so she has played as Hyacinth in Keeping Up Appearances, which is a British comedy I have watched, at nauseum, on repeat, over and over and over again. And I think during the retrograde seasons, I'm going to rewatch those old shows again, particularly during the Mercury retrograde season. And, maybe during the Venus retrograde this summer, maybe I'll go back to Viurnium, that book Viurnium. Like, maybe when there is a Mercury retrograde, Mars or Venus retrograde, I will go back to that book that I started writing, Viurnium, and I will finish that up or continue with that, because that's the energy of the retrograde, is the going back energy. You're going back to this, you're going back to that. whereas the planets moving direct is about new stuff, forward movement, forward momentum. We're not looking back at the past so much, just in general. But this honoring Patricia Routledge, I will have a whole page, a whole section on my page dedicated to her. There will be videos, hyacinth clips, and there will be several different episodes. An episode of Hattie Winthrop Investigates, which is another show that she played in, which is about this investigator named Hattie Winthrop. She solves these cases with Jeffrey. Who's Jeffrey, might you ask? Well, he is her assistant. That works with her and works with Hetty, the character, in solving her cases. Yes, he is a real person. He was not made up. He didn't zoom past the docks all of a sudden of where balls would fly, and that's what would happen when Jeffrey would go by, is that you can't see, no. He is a real person, and I thought that he should be justified, and I should do him justice. So that is, that. So, there'll be an episode of Hetty Winthrop that's going to play, an episode of Keeping Up Appearances that will officially begin at 7 p.m. at the theater here at the Edmonton. If you're interested, you can go there and watch that. There'll be snacks and drinks and all kinds of things, of course. February 18th is a perspective shift. And what this is I have a post coming out on my YouTube channel all about shifting perspective. You can read that. And then there'll be, just a variety of exercises that you'll do, which may shift your perspective, or a variety of experiences or activities that you may do, which may help to shift your perspective. And there'll be a writing that you'll do about what is your perspective over life now. And then you'll go through those activities, you'll do those things, and then you'll come back and you'll write about how has it changed. So you'll write it out just a normal way on a Google document, double spaced all those things, and you'll do a variety of things that you'll choose one or two different activities, and then you'll come back and you'll say, how is my perspective different now? Did it change? Why or why not? How is it different? What activities changed my perspective, change your perspective, and how did they do that? How did those activities that you do change your perspective? And you're going to be having like 1 to 2 to 3 different activities that you will do about perspective shifting, and that will be due actually on March, at the end of February. So the same day as the Aquarius Global Humanitarian Issue assignment, that perspective shift assignment is due at the end of that day. And so the sun changes sign on that day. It's going to change, and it's not going to be the only time within that season, because Saturn's changing signs on March 7th, the same day as the full moon in Virgo. I am going to be having Joseph Bonschreiter come back to the Edmonton around that time. And I wonder, I will be taking note of what will be going on the moment and the day that Saturn changes sign, and whoever, like if I'm in my music fundamentals class, whatever the teacher is talking about, how does it relate to like Saturn and Pisces? I'll be keeping note of that. And well, you don't have to, that's just something I'm going to do. And what I'm going to plan is to get outside, to get sunlight, to walk around a lot, and to do something on my stories on social media where I do daily dose of sunlight. Then I take off my glasses and I just sort of stand in the sun's light, and then I take a picture of myself. That's what I may do. Just because Pisces rules immune system. When Saturn moves into Pisces, you may start to notice some challenges with your immune system, and you may become more attuned to how it feels. And there may be some stuff down there that needs to be moved around. And so walking, getting outside may help with that. And this whole range of health stuff that I may get into on that video about Saturn and Pisces and health. Like Saturn and Pisces in regards to health problems is something that I'm actually really curious about right now. So anyway, Sun changes sign into Pisces, very different energy, mystical, soft, really sensitive. Pisces is probably perhaps one of the most misunderstood and interesting, fascinating signs out of the entire zodiac. And yeah, so I'm so excited for the Pisces music for that winter concert on March 20th. On that day, which will be going on. So the sun changes sign is happening on that day astrologically. February 19th, several things going on. There will be another Edpuzzle where you'll just be watching a video over Sarah Moulton of Sarah Moulton's Weeknight Meals, because Sarah Moulton was born on February 19th and she has a cooking show. And so you'll see an episode of that there. Frozen 2 song, Next Right Thing. There will be sort of another, Edpuzzle about that, where, you'll hear it and then you'll sort of get a series of questions about that song at the very end so that you can, enjoy it. And then, what is the song about and what is the themes of the song about, what are the themes, what is the message, what is it saying? So you'll write that response at the very end of listening to that song. But I'm not going to put questions for that Edpuzzle during the song so you can hear it and enjoy it. Because with Edpuzzles, you can put a YouTube video in there and then you have questions that you can add along, as the video is playing. And you can also ask, do written questions and multiple choice questions. As you're watching the video, there might be a question that may come up and you can't resume that video until you answer that question, whatever it may be. So there may be multiple kinds of questions that will, there won't be any questions during the actual video time, but there will be that one question at the end of just explaining what you think the song means, what its message, that kind of thing going on there. There's also Japan Leo and the hero. It just comes to my mind of Japanese music. And there is, I'll put something else, another puzzle for a type of Japanese music, song, choral music. It's really beautiful. I have to find it. It is about a man out in nature with a stag, and I forget what it's called. I really do, and I have to go back and see, but it's really quite beautiful. And I just think about those kind of things at this time of year, and I harken back to that July 22nd, when the sun moves into Leo, the sign which represents a lot of heroic qualities, especially as Mars goes into Leo. And that's going to be more about being the hero. And I'm going to be discussing all about the hero archetype. You may do a sort of hero, activity, or writing about you and you're a hero in your own life. What does it mean to be a hero? We're going to really explore that concept. I still have to figure out what we're going to do at the time, but Mars will move into Leo. I'll do a whole video about that on my YouTube channel, and we'll be discussing themes of being a hero when Mars moves into Leo and moves into Aries too. The Venus retrograde in Leo is not about being a hero. It is more about self-expression and creativity and love and loving from the heart and all those kind of things. So the sign and the qualities are different depending upon what planet is transiting that sign. And then finally, my little thing is, what makes your heart sing? It would be an invitation with the Pisces energy, with that new moon coming up, with the Aquarius energies, to do something in general that your heart, that makes your heart sing. A good self-care day, because Sunday is a Sunday spiritual self-care day. And taking time out for yourself. So either meditating or going out in nature, listening to music, reading something, watching something, spending time with a family member, whatever it is, or watching this movie that you love, listening to the song that you love, whatever it is that makes your heart sing and makes you feel uplifted, happy, joyful, peaceful, content, grounded, at a high frequency, at a high vibration, because Bracken Goldsmith talks a lot about choosing your frequency, doing a lot of things to choose your frequency. And so it would be good, be a good day to do that. And the new moon in Pisces, of course, a day later on the 20th. When you're watching Bracken's videos, either live streams or new moon videos, new moon, full moon videos, keep in mind that she is not the astrologer who will be, this aspect is going to happen on this day. Then there's going to be this full moon in this sign. Then there's going to be this happening at this, degree, and this planet will be conjunct this, and this is what it means for you and for the collective. She treats her monthly live streams like energy updates and energy reports. And when she does those live streams, it's like a portal opening of new energies. Whenever there's new energetic, planets moving into this sign, whenever we're changing and talking about the, general, energies of what's going on, and applying the energies of the stars, the planets, and the signs to your own life. That's, what she is doing right now. And so it really feels like, there's a portal opening when she does the live streams. I just, think that, kind of get that feeling. So that's that. The only one other little thing I want to say is I will be going to certain people and opening up and being extroverted and getting to know them at parks and things of that nature. And I'm really self-aware of what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, and I know when I need to really be honest, with myself, and it just doesn't feel necessary to stay here. But I will go as long as it just feels, right. Sometimes it feels like it's never enough. Sometimes I try to reach that dragon's tail and engage in this setting and situation, but it doesn't feel like it's enough, even though there's part of me saying, oh, you're good, you're complete, it's time to move on. But then there's that other part of me that's saying it's never enough. It's like an endless, monster of desire that will never be fulfilled at all. I was interested in it, and then that desire and those same thoughts and feelings about going into the skate park and going into other parks keeps coming up over and over again. I notice it in cycles, and sometimes it costs me my sleep and relaxation. But and I am not being stalkish. I'm simply being open to connecting and not running someone off the road, or hopefully I'm not taking power or being a power monger. Because I sort of perceived myself like that today when I suddenly connected to somebody and just kind of said in a loud voice so that I would get that person's attention that I was there. And so I do regret that because it is not who I was, and I sort of look in the mirror, question who I am. Is this really who I want to be? Are these my intentions? Am I really that eager? Am I really that desperate? And so I sort of looked myself in the mirror a little bit, but I will not allow the same limitations to get the better of me this time around. And I will be taking advantage of those opportunities, but the opportunities that I solely intend for in the places that I intend. If it is somebody, addressing me from their house or a balcony or an apartment building and laughing and getting crazy and sending sort of raising the flag of alarm and the alarm bells go off, then no, that's just not proper, and that's not the situation, and just move on and get out of that situation. Because that's what happened today. I was just going along my scooter. There was some buddy, some young man, I don't know who it is, was saying hey to me, and really falling into the stereotype of being someone my age or older or maybe younger than me, who would send out a warning in a way of not deliberately, but who would be that type of person that would make the alarm bells go off in your mind, just because of how that person comes across. And there's certain ways about it. I'm not going to mock those traits, otherwise it wouldn't be true to me, but you know what I mean. So definitely not him. After nearly getting knocked off the scooter a couple times from that moped incident last April, it's definitely left some trauma from when I see a moped or see a motorcycle, I start freaking out and I start getting afraid. When I hear people shouting or laughing behind me, or some engine or something coming behind me, or a moped or motorcycle coming behind me, I start freaking out, and then I move to the side and get off the road or whatever, because I really don't know. And yeah, so that's just what I want to say before I go on to talk about anything else. This is weekly announcements. That's it, everybody. Bye.